Rolling here on Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank, and our interviews presented by Marcus & Mack Law Firm, representing injured people. And this is R.T. Trevino. He is an oil and gas analyst who runs Pecos Country Energy, a privately owned oil and gas exploration and production company in Fort Worth. So how are things down in Texas this morning, sir?
Oh, it's a little chilly, but we can't complain other than that. Today we have our natural gas to heat our homes, so it's a good thing.
Well, we are currently, I believe our system is an electric system up here in our neck of the woods for our studio, but it is chilly up here this morning too. We've got about 33 degrees and we've seen some snowfall already. But now let's talk about gasoline prices. The pain at the pump, we're feeling it. I was just talking about this with our listeners. National average, according to AAA this morning, $3.41 a gallon. Pennsylvania's average, $3.60 a gallon. Indiana County average, $3.55 a gallon. And last year, gas prices were about $1 less or more. What's going on?
Inflation, lack of oil into the, here in America to get to the Americans. This inflation is not helping. The lack of production from America right now from companies like myself. For an example, at $80 oil, we should be drilling, 10 wells right now, and we may only be drilling 3. And why? It's because we're staying conservative and just staying on our toes because we don't know what this administration is going to do next.
So we're seeing gas prices kind of stepping back and coming forward a little bit recently, but we have been going through a lot of sharp increases in gas prices at the pump. And as you said, supply has a lot to do with it. I mean, we've been hearing things that there were some requests, I guess, for overseas companies to increase their production, but they said, no, we're just going to stick with our normal production levels. And also prices of crude oil are very high still.
Yes. No, right now the OPEC is at their sweet spot at $80 and $85 oil. The cost for them to produce the oil is obviously not 85, so they are probably making very good. Well, they're making a good dollar off each barrel right now off of us, and that's just unfortunate. We need to be drilling more, producing more here in America, so that their production price has to come down.
So you're advocating for more along those lines. As you know, we are a big natural gas producer up here in Indiana, in this neck of the woods. You mentioned natural gas as part of it. Do you see this as, I don't know if we could call it the beginning of the end for traditional gasoline? Is it?
It is not the beginning of the end for sure. We're going to need gasoline for at least the next 50 years.
Okay.
This administration seems to be forcing us all into electric vehicles, and there's not enough electric vehicles to cover every American, nor is there enough electricity that's generated not by coal or natural gas or oil to power these electric vehicles. Mm-hmm. So this administration needs to, there's not a true magic wand. So, and it's like this is going to take many years to transition. And if you wanted to cut everything off today, you would have more Americans in horse and carriage tomorrow than in electric cars.
I could see that, or walking, the shoe leather express, as my brother would have put it. What can the average Joe or Jane public do to help kind of minimize that pain at the pump?
You know what? They could, first thing that comes to my mind is invest in oil. Invest in oil and natural gas, because right now is a great time to do that. You're going to see, the returns over the next 4 to 7 years that are going to be amazing. But also, hey, guys, talk to your congressman and tell them, hey, and I'm sure I may be preaching to the choir to your listeners, but it's like you talk to them and say, guys, we need help at the pump. We need help with the cost of eggs, the cost of beef. It's like, why is a hamburger costing more? I mean, it's not just the oil that's going up. Everything's going up, and we need to vote and get these guys out of office.
You mentioned that that inflation is going up. We did see a report. I think over the weekend it was made on one of the current affairs programs that we could see inflation stick around at least until the end of the first half of the new year. So this is is that your dog in the background?
We've got a young one. I'm sorry about that.
No worries.
No, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, but we were hearing a report that we could see inflation possibly continue to increase for the next 6 months. So is there a way, again, John and Jane Public, how can they counteract that? Do they just have to be a bit wiser with their money and things along those lines?
Right now, that's going to be the best bet because it's not an overnight fix on this inflation anymore. It's going to take, if this administration woke up this morning and changed their ways, it's still going to take us 6 months to dig out of this hole. So everybody needs to just stand pat, save maybe a little bit more, but also, defy this administration and get out there and have a great Thanksgiving, have an excellent, Christmas or holiday that you celebrate in December, and don't stop. Don't let this administration win. You continue to live your life and enjoy.
All right.
At the same time.
All right, RT. Hey, thanks a lot for joining us. We're just about out of time, but thanks again for calling in. I'm glad we were able to talk this morning.
Hey, thank you for your time.
Stay warm down there in Texas.
Thank you, y'all too. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye. That was RT Trevino, the man who runs Pecos Country Energy, privately owned oil and gas exploration and production company in Fort Worth, and an oil and gas analyst, joining us this morning on Indiana in the Morning, talking about the reasons why gas prices are so high. Our conversations, as always, are brought to you by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people.